We are seeing here secant method and regular falsi method. See, secant method and regular falsi method both are root finding methods. They are used to find the root of a function. एक फंक्शन का रूट निकालने के लिए हम इन दोनों मेथड्स को यूज करते हैं. ये बोथ मेथड्स आर इटरेटिव मेथड. दोनों के दोनों मेथड इटरेटिव है. इटरेटिव का मतलब दे आर डन इन नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स. लेट्स से n नंबर ऑफ स्टेप्स में हम रूट को फाइंड करते हैं. iterative method का मतलब ये होता है. Why we are using iterative method? Because whatever function we are taking, their roots are not exactly findable. It's very difficult to find the exact root of the function. So that's why we are using a iterative method, so that we can get close, very close to the root of the equation. Now, there are, what we do in the secant method, we take two approximation of the points. 2 points we approximated, then we find the third point. Let's say this is the third point. Wherever it is cutting the x-axis, we are getting the third point. Then again we will draw a next secant. Then again we will find the next point. Then again this way we are going to find the root of the function. So the secant method uses a straight line, which is a secant, through two recent points of the curve. Now we will see how this secant method works. Start two initial guesses. इसमें what we do in this method, basically we take two initial guesses. Let's say x0 and x1 हमने दो initial guesses लिए. उन guesses से हम वो point बनाते हैं. I have just told you now कि हम ये दो point लिए ये initial guesses से. Then with these two initial guesses, what we are going to find? We are going to find the third guess, which is x3. In the same way we will find the fourth guess. In the same way we are going to find the fifth guess, until we are very close to the root. That is the whole purpose, or that is how this secant method work. Now we are going to see the derivation of it. It's very important. It's very easy also. See, f of x हमने एक फंक्शन लिया जिसको लिखा a0x plus a1. This is f of x. हमने एक फंक्शन लिया. a0 क्या है, a1 क्या है? These are two constants. So basically for this derivation the purpose is to find the value of these constant. Then we'll find the next iterative point using these constant. So we are going to see how we are going to find this. Let's say एक हमने एक पॉइंट लिया xk minus 1, दूसरा हमने पॉइंट लिया xk. इन दोनों पॉइंट से हम अप्रोक्सीमेट कर रहे हैं रूट्स को. नाउ हमको a0 और a1 फाइंड करना है, तो हमने क्या किया, xk इस पॉइंट को xk minus 1 को हमने इक्वेशन में लिखा. हमें इक्वेशन मिली f of k minus 1 a0 xk minus 1 plus a1. ये हमारा पहला इक्वेशन आया. In the same way we have written the point for xk. तो f of k a0 xk plus a1 हमें मिला. Now what we are doing from first, this is first equation, this is second equation. Second equation में से first equation को subtract कर दो. इसमें a1 कैंसिल हो जाएगा और हमको मिलेगा f of k minus f of k minus 1 equals to, देखो दोनों में a0 कॉमन है. You have taken the a0 common, then we are getting xk minus xk minus 1. From here we are getting the a0 value, which is f of k minus f of k minus 1 divided by xk minus xk minus 1. This is we are getting as a0. That is the value we are getting. Now put third equation, हम f of k निकालेंगे. अब f of ये हम क्या करेंगे, a1 का वैल्यू निकाल लेंगे. It's very easy. a0 को either in the second equation or either in the first equation you put, you will get what? You will get what? You will find the a1 value, or the calculation I am not showing here. The a1 value you will get, this is the a1 value, which is very easy. xk f into f of k minus 1 minus xk minus 1 into f of k divided by xk minus xk minus 1. It will be confusing. You just see, this is we are getting. Nothing much is there, just we have put the values and then we are getting this equation. Now नेक्स्ट पॉइंट अप्रोक्सीमेशन हम करते हैं, वो है xk plus 1 के लिए. उसको हम रूट की तरह मानेंगे. दिस इज अ पॉइंट वी आर फाइंडिंग एज अ रूट. तो f of k plus 1 का वैल्यू कितना आएगा, अगर ये रूट माना तो इसका वैल्यू 0 आएगा. तो हमने 0 रखा. फिर a0 xk plus 1 plus a1 आया. तो यहाँ से xk plus 1 का वैल्यू कितना आया, माइनस a1 डिवाइडेड बाय a0. माइनस a1 डिवाइडेड बाय a0 आया. ये xk plus 1 का वैल्यू आया. नाउ xk प्लस 1 का वैल्यू में हम a1 और a0 का वैल्यू रख देंगे, देन यू आर गोइंग टू गेट दैट इक्वेशन विच इज xk minus 1 f of k minus xk into f of k minus 1 divided by f of k minus f of k minus 1. This is we are going to get. This is we are going to get. This is xk f of k minus 1 divided by f of k minus f of k minus 1. This is the equation we are going to get. हमको xk plus 1 का वैल्यू मिल गया. Now this is the next point we are having. This is the derivation for secant method. Secant method. Now we are going to see regular falsi method. Regular falsi method को समझने के लिए it's a very easy method. Just what we are doing. Now you understand what is happening here. Very easy. Just if you understand the concept, then it will be very easy. Secant method. हम क्या करते हैं? Let's say I'm taking the number, I'm taking the point as x0 और x1. हमने एक ग्राफ लिया, मान लो ये ग्राफ है, ठीक है. अब यहाँ पर कोई पॉइंट है x0, यहाँ पर कोई पॉइंट है x1. यहाँ पर इनके फंक्शनल वैल्यू लिख लेते हैं ऐसे x0 f of x0, दिस इज द फंक्शनल वैल्यू, और दूसरा x1 f of x1, दिस इज द सेकेंड फंक्शनल वैल्यू. यहाँ से हमने पॉइंट बनाया और ये यहाँ पर काटता है. अब थर्ड पॉइंट यू सी, अब this is cutting here, so we are getting the third point, this is x3 we are getting. Now यहाँ पर हम लिखेंगे f of x3. Now in secant method what we are taking the next iteration, हमने x0 x1 के लिए अब हम x2 जो पॉइंट निकाल रहे हैं, x2 पॉइंट निकला है इन दोनों से. Now we are going to find the x3. उसके लिए we are not seeing, we are not checking any condition, we are just taking the recent points which is x1 or x2, then we are finding the x3 in the equation. So what we are going to do here is just taking the recent point in secant method, but there is a problem with this. It may happen that you have chosen, let's say this is x1 and this is x0. Now you may go in a situation, this is a graph, but if we take another graph then we will understand that if you may go in another situation where you will not able to find the root. You will not able to find the root, that if you take these 2 points then you will make another secant. Let's say this is a secant you are making. Now you are not able to find the root here. It may happen that you are not able to find the root. That is why in regular falsi what we are doing is just one thing, we are checking the condition that whatever thing we are taking f of 0 or f of x1, let's say it's less than 0 or not. What is the meaning of this? Is the meaning is, देखो हमेशा जो रूट होता है वो रूट तभी होगा जब फंक्शन x एक्सिस को क्रॉस करेगा. तो x एक्सिस के ऊपर जो f है दैट इज ग्रेटर देन 0 एंड x एक्सिस के नीचे f है दैट इज लेस देन 0. सो इफ यू मल्टीप्लाई देम, if you multiply the value of f of that above the x axis and below the x axis, the product will be negative. That is what we are checking. If the product is negative, that means it is surety that we are going to find the root here. If it is positive, there is no possibility that you are there is not, with a surety you can say that you are going to find the root. So the only condition we are checking in regular falsi is this, and the secant method becomes regular falsi, but just checking this condition. Now you see for regular falsi what we are doing, only we are checking this condition कि दोनों जो पॉइंट ले रहे हैं उसका जो फंक्शनल वैल्यू है उन दोनों का जो प्रोडक्ट होना चाहिए वो नेगेटिव होना चाहिए. दिस से वी कैन बी श्योर दैट रूट इज देयर. Otherwise, if we are doing iteration, it may go undefined. So it helps you to go at the correct path that you are going. Whatever iteration you are taking, the next iteration will be closer to the root. It is very sure that you will go to the root with regular falsi. Thank you everyone for listening.